Hello everybody, Patrick here. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing great. Today is May the 11th, 2022, Wednesday. I wanted to put together a video today to share with you a document that I've received. You may have seen it already, and it is called Grand Jury World Domination, put out by Reiner Fulmich and his team. And it's an 87-page document, and he is encouraging people to share it for free with as many people as they can. And it kind of gives a good summary. If you haven't seen it yet, it gives a great summary about the events of the last couple of years, right? That we're all aware of. Now, if you're in my Facebook friend group, or if you're a subscriber on my YouTube or on my Rumble channel, then you're already aware of most of these things that's contained in this document. The problem that we're facing in our country of Canada and in the West society, civilized society, is that most people are not aware of what's going on. They're the frogs in the boiling pot of water scenario, where they have blinders on and they're in their own bubble, and people that are oriented towards freedom and justice and you know, what else can you call it? Sensible ways of thinking. They're in a small group, and the vast majority of people are just busy on their merry way, and they don't give any mind, either because they're too busy with work, or they're not paying attention, or they don't want to pay attention. And so to win the battle of the truth, our job as people that have been red-pilled, if you want to call it that, is to have truth prevail. And there's different strategies that people are trying to do. A lot of them are political, maybe through activism, maybe through being a keyboard warrior, or and a lot of people are doing really good things. They're sharing information, and they're standing up for what they believe in, and they're speaking out to their representatives. And so I thought I would just share this document to try and encourage the expansion of truth awareness. And whatever is in this document, people may not agree 100% with what's in it, but it is put together by people that have a strong background in training, whether they're lawyers or they're doctors, or they've done specialized study in many different areas. And so it's a great amalgamation of a lot of information, witnesses, people that are in the legal profession, or people that are even were members of government in the past, or they were soldiers, they were high-ranking in different companies. Perhaps they were executives in specific companies, and so they are sharing this information together, and they're putting together this type of grand jury presentation to give to people to help expand awareness of what we've all experienced over the last couple of years. And I'd like to just give you a taste of it by quoting two of the quotes that are at the beginning of the document, and then you can download it for yourself and go over it when you have time. The first one is that what this document represents is that it represents the allegation that the world's governments have come under the controlling influence of corrupt and criminal power structures. And these power structures have implemented things that we've seen over these last couple of years that have been planned for many years. I had to paraphrase that because, as you know, the strength of censorship is becoming more and more real and stronger, and we have to be very careful with what we say. And the second quote I'll mention here is that on page 6, our world is threatened by a rebirth of the ancient system of slavery. which has been technologically upgraded to install a whole new level of an all-encompassing form of slavery over the entire world population. And so they support these statements with the research that they've done, and they present it in this 87-page document. And I also will bring to your attention how it finishes, because in the conclusion, they're talking about the spiritual aspect of what's going on. And this really caught my attention, because it is so important to be aware that we are in a spiritual battle, right? The spiritual dimension to what has been going on. And I'm going to cut this video short and just put a link so that this document can be shared with as many people as you can. And the sharing is not always going to be by direct sharing. You'll be able to share this with your fellow friends that are already aware of the importance of freedom, or the importance of freedom of speech, and that's fine. But to be able to share this with people that are closed off, the people that are blue-pilled, it can only come through praying for them, by sharing, by being a friend, sharing by not talking about anything political, not talking about anything to do with this or anything to do with what might be happening in Eastern Europe, because those people that are blue-pilled are so fragile that to discuss anything that is related to these important global world events, they crumble, right? They are unable to address anything that may shake their already fragile state of existence. So they're struggling just to either accept themselves. They're struggling just to find their place in the world. They may be struggling with surviving, being able to pay the rent. They may be struggling with their personal relationships. And so the people that are not interested in anything to do with freedom or freedom of speech or political freedom or anything like that, they are very fragile people. And so I wouldn't recommend just taking this document and emailing it to somebody and saying, hey, here, read this, because it will not help them. First of all, they won't read it, and they will not be interested in it, and it will only make them more difficult to reach, if you want to call it that. So the way that we win is through love. The way we win is through trying to be a friend and try and help them, encourage them, share good things with them, share our blessing with them or our resources. And that way, if we can sort of heal their hearts first, then those other things will come later. But for most people, I believe, that are unaware of what's going on, they're not ready for this. But for your friends that are already interested in the importance of freedom, or the importance of freedom of speech and those type of things, by all means, this is a great document to share. So I will include the link. And before I go, I will just leave you with a few positive words and from Christ that I'd like to share. The first one is from John 16, and he says, the things I've spoken to you so that you can have peace. In the world, you'll have tribulation. You will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. This is what Christ said to us, right? He said, in the world, you are going to have tribulation. It's going to be tough. It's going to be rough, but be happy, be of good cheer, because he has overcome the world. Christ has overcome the world already. That's from John 16. That is a great news for us, no matter what we see going on. And it's crazy, right? Politicians are lying. They don't answer questions properly. They don't address the thing. They say things that are totally illogical, and they go up from down and down from up, and it's all over the place. And then again in 1 John, it says, you are of God, little children. You have overcome them, right? You have overcome the people that are evil. You've won the game already. Because why? Because greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. There's a little part of Christ in our hearts. When we cherish the truth and we cherish righteousness, that's evidence that there's a little part of God in our hearts. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. And then two more. The next one is, whoever is born of God overcomes the world. And this is the victory that overcomes the world, even our faith. We have faith that truth will prevail. We have faith that God is on our side and that he's in control and that he loves us and cares about us and wants us to have peace and to make our way through life without facing all these difficult circumstances. Yes, thank you, Mark, for your comment. Very true. Very sad, but true. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that comment, Mark. And then the last one I'll leave with you, it says, who is he that overcomes the world? But he that believes that Jesus is the Son of God. It's kind of a rhetorical question. And that's from 1 John 5. So we have all these things on our side. I'll include the link to that document. I hope if you haven't seen it yet, it's quite new. It's recently been published, and it's a great document, and I hope you get something out of it as well. So again, thank you so much for watching. God bless you. Have a fantastic day, and thank you for watching. I love you. God loves you, and let's move forward in victory. Take care now. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.